I want to talk just for a second about functions and procedures. Technically in C++, we talk about functions in Chapter 6. But I like to talk about functions and procedures and make a difference the way I'm presenting the class. So a function is a special routine used to return a value, and a procedure is a routine used to perform a task. When I use a procedure, I can return nothing or more than one thing. If I'm going to return, say, 2 or 3 things from a get data routine, then I would make that a procedure and pass by reference. If I'm going to return nothing, like in a display routine, I would use a procedure. If I'm going to return just one thing, I'm going to use a function. Let's take a look at an example. This is the code right here. This is a definition of a procedure called sample. You notice the void here and the absence of a return statement. This is a function called sum. The int that precedes sum refers to the data type I'm going to return. And do you notice the return statement here? Functions have a return statement, and they also have a data type preceding the name of the function. Here's the simple call for a procedure sample right here. And here's a call for the function sum. Let's suppose that num1 and num2 were two variables. Num1 was 5, num2 is 10. What happens is I make a call to sum and I pass 5 to x, and I were to pass 10 up here to y, and I'm going to return 5 plus 10, or 15. What happens here is the call becomes 15, the call becomes the return value, and then I send 15 into result. So once again, I use a procedure when I want to return more than one thing or nothing, and I use a function when I want to return just one thing. At least right now in Programming 1. Later on I'm going to teach you about structures and records and so forth, and you'll see a little bit more about what I mean when you want to return just one thing. As we talk about the drop lowest assignment in class, we're going to have 4 functions or procedures: a get data, a find lowest, a calc average, and a display. Get data is a procedure, and I'm passing the scores back by reference. Find lowest is a function. I'm going to return just one thing. Calc average is a function. I'm going to return just one thing. And display is a procedure. I'm not going to return anything.